Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about effective time management. Have you ever found yourself saying, I don't have time to study, I'm too busy to learn that, or I've got too much to do, I just don't have the capacity? Well, I've been there. In fact, I'm there right now. I'm running GetForce certified on my own with no support. So it's me that is doing everything. I'm doing the scripting, the editing, the recording, the website building and maintenance, the LinkedIn posts, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, finances, admin, customer service. You get the picture. Then add on top of that my wife, kids clubs, social events, dog walks, cooking, cleaning, reading, and everything else. I just don't have time to do everything. Well, that's the story that I've been telling myself, but it's not true. It's just an excuse for my lack of time management. The fact is that at this moment, my priorities are focused towards creating and producing new courses that help others in the Salesforce ecosystem. So my time is focused on that rather than on studying and acquiring a new certification. Now, before you think this is a woe with me session, I want to explain why I've told you what I've just told you. It's all about priorities. While I was transitioning to Salesforce, I ate, slept, and dreamed Salesforce. I didn't watch any movies while I was studying for my admin cert. I didn't even play a single computer game or read or review anything that wasn't Salesforce related. Now, I know it sounds extreme, and it is, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I was just very lucky that my wife supported me through it, otherwise it could have led to a couple of negative repercussions. The point that I want to make is that we need to become better with our time management. I hear many people say that they haven't got time to study, that they're too busy to spend 60 minutes a day learning something that can help them accelerate their Salesforce career and improve their life. And usually my question is, how much TV do you watch a day? Or how many hours have you spent doom scrolling through social media on your phone? Now, I'm not here to lecture you. I just want to highlight to you that you probably do have time. You're just choosing to spend it elsewhere doing something else. I don't want to make you feel bad or guilty, and I'm not saying do what I did and focus 100% of your life on Salesforce. I'm just saying have a look at your priorities and work out just how important this is to you. Now, I'll never do the same again, but at that point in my life, I had very little time to launch myself into a new career, and that was the best way I could do it. So let me step down from my soapbox and tell you something that's going to really help you. How to be effective with your study time. For me, it's always been really important to be efficient with my time. There's only a limited number of hours and minutes in each day, and I want to maximize every single one. I think that's why I'm drawn to Salesforce automation and Flow in particular. When it comes to your study sessions, I want you to get the most bang for your buck, the most out of them, and there are a couple of techniques that you can employ to do that. First, I'm going to talk about the Pomodoro Technique, which is a favourite of mine. It's a really simple technique that can make a huge difference to your studies. It's about studying in set blocks of time. Rather than studying for those 2 hours all in one go, you're going to break those 2 hours down into 4 30-minute blocks. And then in each of those 30-minute blocks, you're going to spend 25 minutes studying, and then you're going to have a 5-minute break at the end. But I mean a proper break where you get up and you move away from your desk and do something that you enjoy. There are a couple of reasons that I love this technique. One is that it makes my study structure much more manageable because I'm studying in smaller blocks. So I'm breaking the big blocks down into smaller blocks, which gives me a sense of achievement when I complete them. That sense of accomplishment drives me to do it again and again and again. It helps me build momentum to keep me going and to keep me motivated. There's nothing better than a series of small wins that lead to a big win. There's something so satisfying about it. The second reason is that it helps maintain your focus, your concentration, and your energy. Because I'm studying in short blocks, I'm only asking myself to focus for a short amount of time. That helps from a psychological perspective, as I'm not asking for a mammoth 2 hours slog at studying. I'm only asking for 25 minutes. And anyone can manage 25 minutes, right? The third is the primacy and recency effect. To demonstrate this, I want you to think of the middle 3 or 4 numbers of your telephone number. Now, did you think of the first part of your telephone number first? That's because the first part of that piece of information is easy for us to recall. Now, think of the last 4 digits of your credit card number. I bet you got that quite quickly too. What about the first 4? Again, I bet you got that quite quickly too. But what about the middle 8? That one was more difficult, and you might not have been able to think of it off the top of your head. That's the primacy and recency effect in action. We tend to remember the first part and last parts of information, which means we often lose the middle part. Because we are only studying for 25 minutes at a time, we don't really have that impact. We are highly focused in the beginning and even towards the end of the 25 minutes. We haven't had enough time for our focus or our concentration to drop massively. That means we can learn more effectively with less loss of information. Now, I've built myself up to 50 minutes on and 10 minutes off now, but that's taken time, and there are still plenty of times I go for the 25 and 5 approach. You can easily set this up by using a timer on your phone, or if you Google Pomodoro Timer, you'll find loads of tomato timers. The final part of the Pomodoro Technique is to take an extended break every 2 hours. So if you have a 4-hour block to study, make sure you take an extended 30-minute break halfway through. Your brain needs time to digest what you've just learned, and you need time to refresh yourself and replenish your attention span. The next part of making the most of your study time is to be intentional with it. Don't just set a study session and then turn up without a clue about what you're going to study. You'll waste so much time working that out that you're going to waste most of your session. When you set a time to study, set what you want to study as well. You don't have to get too granular, but be specific. You could keep it high level, such as on Thursday at 7 p.m, I'm going to study Salesforce security. I'd recommend getting a little more specific, such as on Thursday between 7 and 9 p.m, I'm going to study roles and the role hierarchy. You could even take it one step further by creating an event in your calendar and linking any relevant resources such as Trailhead or a Get Force certified lesson. The point is, be purposeful with your time. It's about spending the time that you allocate to studying, actually studying, not preparing to study, not wasting time trying to decide what to do. One element I have started incorporating into my time blocking is an outcome requirement. On Thursday, between 7 and 9 p.m, I'm going to study roles and the role hierarchy. By the end of the session, I will have completed the relevant Trailhead module, watched the relevant course video, and made my own notes about it. When you get intentional with your time and specific with your goals, you'll be shocked at how much you achieve quickly and how fast you can build momentum. The final part of being effective with your time is the concept of N.E.T Time, no extra time. What that means is finding times during the day when you can combine studying with what you're doing. I tend to watch and listen to courses while I work out or when I'm picking the kids up from school and just waiting in the car for them. You might find times when you're using public transport, waiting for friends and needing to kill 10 minutes, or you're driving yourself. Just make sure that you're only listening and not watching. All of these 10 minutes add up and they contribute to the compound effect, which we'll talk about later. When you start taking advantage of these N.E.T times, you'll be shocked at how much time you've spent doom scrolling through social media, watching rubbish on YouTube, or just wasting your time. So, put these techniques into practice and watch how much progress you make, how much you accomplish, and how much more productive you feel. It's not about not having enough time, it's about prioritizing our time and maximizing it. So let's move on to the next session.